guitar clean. I can take your mind off what could have been, with a kick drum pillow and a tambourine. I can take your mind off what could have been, could have been. Everybody don't know, everybody don't know, everybody don't know, everybody don't know. Why didn't I take another path at the crossroads? Crystal ball, nobody can see. All of these question marks, what could have been? Leave it on the slippery dance floor, dance with me. It's a slippery, slippery slope, honey. Instead of asking for answers, dance with me. It's a slippery, slippery slope, honey. Circumstance is a bastard. It's a slippery, slippery slope, honey. Instead of asking for answers, dance with me. It's a slippery, slippery slope, honey. Circumstance is a bastard. Dance with me. I'm vibrating. I'm oscillating. It's like I'm flying. How far am I gonna go? I'm vibrating. I'm oscillating. It's like I'm flying. With the tremolo soft and the guitar clean, I can take your mind off what could have been. Buy this car to drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work to work.
Welcome to the YellBro Road. I am Jordan, and today Tucker says he has some answers for it, right? The most important Tucker Carlson video you will watch, like ever. You know what? I'm curious. I'm bored. I got to play some intro music. It's a good excuse. We'll react to it. But first, don't forget to share support. Hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. I'm in that Discord right now. All opinions are welcome. And obviously, everything I show you, which is only this video, honestly, will be linked in the same description box for you to look at on your own without hearing me jibber jabber and yapping and talking and rambling and saying more interesting things than Tucker fucking Carlson. But don't worry about that. Go watch it on your own, please. Good. Anyways, all right, let's get to the video. Let's not even waste any time. The most important Tucker Carlson video you will ever, let me add ever in there, you will ever watch. Here we go.
You are watching an attempt by the people in charge to enslave the people they rule over. And you are, and it brings great sadness to acknowledge this, you are watching right now the people that, if you're watching this, you may have voted for. The president and the constellation of supporters around him, office holders around him, call for censorship. Now, we're going to begin explaining and showing that this is true with a clip from someone you always kind of feel guilty playing these because it is Mark Levin, after all, who was an audience in the dozens organically, but who has been pretty reliably used as a mouthpiece for what's coming next from this administration over the past year.
Fair enough.
He is, we know this because the president has said it many times, very close to the president and fully aligned with the president, according to the president's own description.
That was obvious.
So here is Mark Levin's solution to America's greatest and most pressing problem from his perspective, which is criticism of the government of Israel. Here's what we should do about it, says Mark Levin.
The violence that is being...
I didn't mean that on full screen there. But let's get a couple things out there first. Tucker, he keeps doing this. He keeps creating this illusion that, like, things just got bad now. Like, everything was really good. And then something happened to Trump, and now everything's going downhill when it comes to the government, American government. When it's like, it has been equally bad for I don't know how many fucking decades, Tucker. You know, before you being a neocon, you not being a neocon, you've been getting the same shit. I don't know how he doesn't see that. It's almost like he's like purposely ignorant of all the blatant crimes that have been happening under president after president after president. It really is like it's not mind-boggling because I think this guy's full of shit. But it's mind-boggling that this will work on other people. I mean, I get why it's more subtle than someone like a Mark Levin, right, or an Andrew Wilson. These guys that will be blatantly full of shit. They'll be full of shit to your face. Tucker is a lot more subtle, but he's also so badly misdiagnosing the scenario that it makes you think that he's like almost trying to get you to think that Trump's first term, he was a good president. The second term, he's a bad president. And meanwhile, it's like, no, he was just as bad back then. You just weren't paying attention. Obama was just as bad. Maybe he was paying attention because he plays teams, right? He's on a political team. It's like, come on, the old man just starting to figure out the internet thing is not going to work for me, Tucker. I'm sorry. I'm sure you have other people kind of fooled that, oh, he's just figuring out these things and, he's going to go through his process. Like, I'm not so sure about that. Once again, blatant corruption up and down the line. Somehow he missed it. But all right, here's Mark Levin, who is, or at least Sepp calls him like, hey, if you want to know what Trump's going to do next, turn on Mark Levin. But then again, you could have probably did that in the first term too. Here we go. It's all about Israel.
Which is criticism of the government of Israel. Here's what we should do about it, says Mark Levin.
The violence that is being preached on different broadcast platforms by different politicians, largely, not exclusively, largely Democrats, largely leftists, Marxist Islamists, although we have the woke Reich, R-E-I-C-H, is horrendous. And I believe is really, really adding fuel to the fire of hate out there and making it very, very difficult for a free people to even have a discussion about what they want or how they want it and so forth. And so it's not the first time things like this have happened, but it really is problematic because so much of it is protected. And you heard people say, don't you believe in the First Amendment? They don't even know what the First Amendment believes. Do you want to deplatform people? The libs do that. I don't have any problem with deplatforming Nazis.
Now, it's hard not to laugh at a Levin clip. It's not an attack on him, but it's just the irony is so rich. So he begins by saying that people who criticize the government of Israel are espousing violence. Now, this is coming from a guy who's literally called pretty recently on the air on Fox News for nuclear strikes against the government of Iran, who has relentlessly defended the murder of civilians by this and the Israeli government. So for this person...
Yes, I agree. But I'll put this out there. When Tucker first made his assessments of what's gone wrong with Trump, and you say, well, he's a slave to Israel. He's owned by Israel. Like, once somehow, to be fair to Mark Levin, he's like, look at what you're saying about him. He's not owned by Israel. He's doing what he wants. What he wants is what Israel wants too. And I'm like, yeah. And by Israel, I mean like the leadership there, the apparatus. Just like we have our apparatus that doesn't listen to us, right? Their people over there don't get listened to either. Let's be honest. Although there's a lot more dumb fucks in regards to understanding how corrupt their own government is. There's a lot more dumb fucks over there than there are in America, unfortunately. But there's enough people that have, they've learned the game and realized, like, wait a minute, these guys don't care about us. Whether your family was part of the hostage situation, or you're a kid protesting against violence and war and genocide. Yeah, they found out quickly. Like, yeah, we're not on your side, guys. We're going to kick your fucking teeth in. I don't care who you are. I don't care how old you are. You're getting your teeth kicked in. But anyways, but yeah, Tucker, once again, relinquishing blame from Trump and saying like, oh, he must have got brainwashed or something or blackmailed or something like that, and almost pushing the blame towards Israel. And come on, Tucker, you don't see how that could be potentially seen as a dog whistle? In fact, whether he's doing that on purpose or not, let's be honest, there's a lot of fans out there, right? A lot of fans of Tucker or Candace or Jake Shields or one of these fucking guys. And they're like, oh my God, it's a Jewish problem. They actually put it in that category. A lot of fans do. I mean, I think Jake Shields does that himself. But, Tucker and Candace kind of nibble at it, but don't directly say it. And it's kind of interesting. It's like, hey, Tucker, if you fully explain things, like really explain them fully with no bullshitting around, right? It'd be hard for someone to look at you and be like, okay, this guy's dog whistling something. But he doesn't do that. I think he leaves it vague on purpose so that it gets Mark Levin out of his chair saying, see, look, we need more censorship. Look what's going on here. These are Nazis. And Tucker's like, I didn't do anything wrong. All I did was blame Israel for why the U.S. sucks ass right now. Meanwhile, we've had a shitty government for, I don't know, his entire lifetime. Or speaking as Tucker, my entire lifetime. And Tucker forgot happened, I guess. I guess he forgot how shitty his government's been. His entire life, by the way. His entire life. I guess he was unaware. It's like he was unaware his dad was in the CIA and just didn't know about it. How do we fix the CIA? How do we fix the CIA? Get politics out of it. Meanwhile, they're doing some of the most corrupt, creepy shit around the fucking globe. It's quite remarkable. And someone's going to fall for it. Listen, if you fell for Trump, Tucker's going to have a field day. Because it's like, damn, that dumb shit where this guy just lies to your face, worked on people. All I have to do is throw nibbles of truth out there. Or nibbles of factoids out there. And they'll just come running to me. Easy work. It is what it is. It has been shown to be the case. But all right, let's play. The man who spent decades and decades saying nothing about Israel is now the head honcho thought leader when it comes to the topic of Israel. And of course he's fucking it up. Of course he is. Here we go.
Defended the murder of civilians by this and the Israeli government. So for this person to say that opponents of violence are actually the ones espousing violence is hilarious, but on brand, because it's, of course, always the sin they're committing that they accuse you of being guilty of, always and everywhere. It's the perfect inversion, which is the hallmark of evil. The evil lie is never 5 degrees from the truth. It's 180 degrees from the truth. They accuse you of what they're doing, and that's how you know it's not simply prevarication. It is a denial of the existence of truth. But in any case, you see Mark Levin saying people who criticize the government of Israel, and that is his, and to the extent there is one, the official definition of anti-Semitism is criticism of the government of Israel, the secular government of Israel, which is not supported by all Jews, that's for sure.
I'm sorry, in that clip, I don't think he said, did he say Israel at all? I don't think he said it once. I think he was saying Nazis, right? I don't know. All right, here we go. Like, come on, Tucker. Heading like he doesn't dog whistle. I'm not calling him anti-Semitic or whatever, but he's definitely dog whistling to a fan base that exists. They want to hear this shit. We've been shut down for so long, and now Tucker knows the truth. He noticed. Now he can represent us. Like, meanwhile, this guy's probably gonna fuck you over, guys. You're probably gonna get fucked over by this guy. What's up, play? Here we go.
But no matter, criticism of a foreign government is hate, tantamount to violence, is stochastic terrorism, the left might say. And Mark Levin, the right-wing MAGA guy, is saying those people should be silenced by the tech companies. But that's not censorship, because somehow it's not. Well, that is exactly what Republicans, including Donald Trump, described as censorship when the last Democratic administration did it at scale during COVID. That is exactly what they were talking about when they said the Biden administration engages in censorship. And they were right. Telling tech companies, which are dependent on federal contracts, that they have to toe a political line is the same as banning speech, because tech companies are the conduits through speech flows. So yes, that is censorship, legally and morally. And Mark Levin, who has positions that are shared by only a tiny percentage of the American population, and this is knowable through public opinion polling, is telling you that anyone who disagrees with him must be silenced. But he's just a weekend host on Fox News. Who cares what Mark Levin says? Well, as if on cue, Mark Levin's suggestion on Fox News has now been bolstered by an actual piece of legislation sponsored by Josh Gottenheimer, the Democrat from New Jersey, and amazingly, Republican MAGA stalwart Mike Lawler, two of the most florid and least ashamed neocons in the United States Congress, introduced legislation today to compel the tech companies to ban people who criticize Israel. the government of Israel, because that's hate. And under the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism, they're right. The definition that's been encoded in law in the majority of American states and in 40 countries around the world.
Yeah, that was happening during Trump's first term that I guess, were asleep during. See, it's quite funny to me when it becomes, these are the pillars of political battle and competition, at least on the right wing side, right? Where it's Mark Levin versus Tucker Carlson. Meanwhile, the motherfuckers that actually were getting it correct, that would call themselves maybe right-leaning, those guys get ignored. But these two take the two fucking pillars and go ahead, pick your team from there. Is that shameful? Like, Tucker's still getting it wrong today. He still doesn't have the complete picture yet. The things about subjugation, the things about the definition of anti-Semitism. That's in Trump's first term, by the way. Hey, how about defunding schools that they have protests against Israel? That's Trump's first term. It wasn't a fucking mystery, but this fool didn't figure it out. So once again, shout out to David Icke, the motherfuckers that led you here, led you to say, go vote Trump, go vote Trump, go vote Trump. The motherfuckers that led you to get there are now trying to provide the solutions for you. From Tucker to Candace to whoever the fuck you want to pick out. Dave Smith. They led you here, and now you're just like, yeah, but guys, give me the answer. Like, how do we fix this? It should be like, yo, how the fuck do I know? I led you here in the first place, dummies. The fuck? Holy shit. And the guys that were calling it out as they were doing it are still ignored. And I don't mean people with like minuscule fucking platforms like me. I mean people that have decent followings. Still ignored. Still not brought into these guys' platforms to be like, yo, explain what happened, man, because I got fucking tricked. Maybe it's shame. Maybe it's embarrassment. Maybe it's about content. Maybe you don't want to lose your fan base when you hear that this guy outflanked you years in advance. Years and years in advance. I knew since the first fucking month of Trump's first term, I'm like, well, this guy's bad. This guy's not legit. He's not some sort of maverick that's going to change things over and end wars and fucking arrest the bad guys like within a month. I'm like, okay, it's safe to say he has failed the IQ test, and thus he's not the guy. Then he bombed Syria, and people still kept rolling with this fool. Like, isn't this like how many warning signs do you need, guys? Jesus Christ. But all right, let's get back to the ultimate battle between I guess good and evil. Is it Tucker versus Mark Levin? Here we go.
Definition we didn't pay any attention to because it seemed too dumb and like, who cares? That definition is now the operative definition, and it means that criticizing the behavior of a foreign government is a hate crime and can get you censored in your own country.
Yeah, we knew.
So what's the takeaway from all this? Well,
some of these kids, well, they're adults now, like older adults now, but some of these kids back in the fucking 2000s, getting their teeth kicked in, getting expelled, getting their protests ran down by fucking AstroTurf counter protest or campus police and security or just, city police. But yeah, their shit was getting shut down back then. Their shit was getting shut down back then, Tucker. Where were you, man? Once again, I can understand someone not knowing about it. I understand. But, now that you know, let's backtrack a little bit. Go find those people. Maybe Tucker. But, and to be fair, once again, those guys would be considered left-leaning. Maybe don't want to go that direction for some reason, for whatever reason. And not saying they're better because they're left-wing. Just that happens to be the circumstance. Not everyone, but most of them are probably little lefty college kids saying, yo, Israel fucking bulldozes houses, man. They fucking kill Palestinians, bro. And when they say that, they get locked up or they get dispersed or they get expelled from school. Which means it was a both party thing happening the entire time. It was both parties doing that. But all right, let's continue.
The first takeaway is censorship is coming, and it will work unless people exercise their God-given and First Amendment guaranteed right to push back against it with words and do so at high volume without any shame at all. It's going to need a refusal to be intimidated by false claims of, quote, hate. And any Republican who voted for Donald Trump because he was sick of being told to shut up racist should join this chorus. No, you're not going to intimidate me into being quiet about the behavior of a foreign government that I pay for just because you call it hate. I'm not playing that game. Sorry, I voted against this, and I'm going to stand on principle and fight it now, no matter what. That's the first thing. But the second thing to know is that the motive here is dark. This is not how you would ever treat people you cared about. This is how you treat people you hate. People you have contempt for, who you find inconvenient, annoying, whose mere presence you find grating. You'd rather live next to Haitians under temporary protective status than next to birthright Americans who have these outmoded expectations of like a job and healthcare they can pay for in an emergency room that's not crowded with people who don't speak English. And I don't know, the right to say what they think, the right to complain about their leaders, even the right to complain about the behavior of a foreign country that they pay for.
Someone tell Tucker with the, what was that, some sort of like great replacement type of theory thing? This is why this is why he's still a fuck up to even to those guys that were calling out the problems with Trump years in advance that this guy ignored or called like, hey, you guys are just haters, or you're black pilled, or, you know, you're nihilist, or whatever the fuck, right? Here's the thing with this whole immigration stuff. See, Tucker, if you paid attention to foreign policy, I don't know, more than just 2 years out of your entire fucking life, you might have noticed why people might show up at your doorstep that are from outside the country. You paid an inkling of attention. An inkling. Like I said a million times before, when Bill Clinton does NAFTA, he also bolsters security, like border security, because he knows, man, we're going to be drought in some other countries. They're going to want to come over here. He knows that already. So he's like, okay, here's NAFTA, this free trade agreement thing. Here's WTO, World Trade Organization. Here's all this shit. But also, let's fucking put some snipers on the fence. Get some snipers on the fences. Let's build the wall. That's Bill Clinton in the fucking 90s, my man. And then right before that, what was it? Well, that was Bush. And then before Bush was Reagan running drugs up and down the country from America to South America and back. Running guns and drugs and dirty money up and down across the border. Now, if Tucker was aware of this, he'd be like, man, the logic is, wait a minute, if you blow up Bob's house and he has nowhere to, and you're blowing up houses surrounding Bob's house, those people might want to leave. Oh, look at that. And if you're a creepy villain from a movie, you might want to use these people's desperation as a political tool to trick dumb fucks that live in fake cabins. Oh, my bad. I don't even think this fool's tricked. I'll be honest with you, I don't think Tucker's tricked. I think he's vibing on being like the guy right now, but it's gonna, it's gonna falter at some point because he's gonna get an IQ test. He's gonna fucking fail it, in my humble opinion. But yes, foreign policy should be like, if you care about immigration or illegal immigration, foreign policy should be number one fucking topic for you. They are so directly connected. It's just obvious. Anyways, here we go.
You hate people like that, and there may be other reasons you hate them, but you certainly hate them because they are a reminder of how you have failed. You have not done a good job running this country. You don't even care to try. You'd rather run the world or the empire. You don't want to improve Baltimore. You don't care about Gary, Indiana. Rural America makes you sick. As Bill Kristol said, all those coupon clippers and people just barely holding on. Normal leaders would ask themselves, why are people mad? What are they dissatisfied with? How can I help them? They're clearly in pain. They should have asked this question when Trump got elected the first time. Why would you elect an orange guy who ran casinos in Atlantic City when there are all kinds of great candidates? Jeb Bush and Ted Cruz, you had a lot to choose from, but you chose Trump?
Aren't you supposed to ask yourself that one, Tucker? And it was obvious, like he said the correct words that the internet appealed to. Like, let's just be honest. These guys supported the war. I didn't support it. I was against the Iraq war. These guys were for it. And it was easy cleanup. In fact, he might have won over you, Tucker. If you ran Tucker, he might have won over you just by saying that. This fucking guy was supporting the Iraq war. I never did that. I love WikiLeaks. Here we go.
A normal reflective person would reach the only conclusion possible, which is because they're dissatisfied with me. And maybe I need to change and serve their needs better and listen to them once in a while and not dismiss them with the back of the hand or charges of bad motives or hate or censorship. But they haven't done that. And they haven't
done that forever. Where has he been? Where has he been his whole life? I mean, he's having it the last 2 years. He has this revelation about things or an epiphany about something, but it's still even that's it's still mediocre. I get it catches the vibe, like a Jimmy Dore style catches the vibe of a time period, but it's not. Where's the substance? Where's the assessment of, man, here's how badly I fucked up. Let me fully assess what happened. Here's my thought pattern. Here's why I got tricked. Here's how I got tricked. Instead, it's like, look at them over there. There we go.
or hate or censorship. But they haven't done that. And they haven't even tried to do that. They've never looked inward once in 10 years. And now they've reached the point of a maximum frustration where the biggest thing they've ever done, which is try to regime change the Iranian government, and it hasn't worked. That's the biggest thing they've ever done. They staked everything on that.
What?
And
That's
you
the
should
biggest thing
just
they've ever
know that
done.
at this point, now that that's not working out, they will not be mad at themselves. They're going to be mad at you for not liking it or appreciating it or for talking about it at all.
Tucker, that's not the biggest thing they've ever done. Like, he doesn't see that the breadcrumbs lead to the fucking stale bread on the counter. Like, it isn't just one isolated incident. You were watching. You were doing the news when they bombed Soleimani, weren't you? You don't see how that might be something. How about they pulled out a nuclear deal? You don't see how that might be something. You don't see let's be real, surrounding Iran by taking over countries surrounding Iran, right? You don't see that as like, hey, I can see where this is going now. Once again, this guy needs a full-blown fucking, like, do a forensic analysis of how fucking stupid you were back then. Don't just say, I got it wrong. I'm sorry, guys. Say, I really fucked up. I need to step back and, like, figure out how that happened and never let it happen again. But he already did that, right? He already said, man, I fucked up. I got the Iraq war shit wrong. My bad, guys. Then he went on to support Trump. It's like, wait a minute, you're making the same mistake again. Where it's like hard to look at it as a mistake. And maybe on purpose. Maybe a little Pied Piper motherfucker leading you off a cliff. Can't say I know. But I say consider it. Especially if you're Tucker fans and you're caught in the mirage right now. My opinion, what I think is a mirage. I understand if you're like, man, no, leave Tucker alone. He's saying the right things right now. No one else is saying this. Like, well, here's someone saying it to you. I'm saying these things. Don't worry. And I'm not famous, but I'm saying these things. And I just think you should use some critical. Don't let yourself get tricked again. If you fell for Trump, don't let this motherfucker trick you. Be like eagle eyes on this fool. If he slips up once, you let it be known. Instead of like, oh no, it's Tucker though. He's a good guy. I'll let that go. No. He had his free chance, or he had his several fucking free chances already. Let him fucking know. All right, let me reset real fast. My life. Damn it. All right, here we go.
For holding on to your outdated expectations about what life in this country was like then and should be now. And above all, for the insistence that you have as a voter and an American that the people in charge.
In the past, Tucker, they were just hiding their crimes. What's the story? What's the story said a million times now? Like about like someone like Jimmy Carter, where it's like, oh my God, this is like the good guy president, right? This motherfucker was funding death squads without you even knowing about it, just because it's the skeletons are, stuffed in a fucking closet. Where the door's like bulging, trying to burst open, but it's they're just stuffing it in there. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. So you need to go back and reassess every little thing you thought you believed, Tucker Carlson. But will he do that? Or is he too busy telling us how bad Israel is? Fuck. Here we go.
For not liking it or appreciating it or for talking about it at all. Or for holding on to your outdated expectations about what life in this country was like then and should be now. And above all, for the insistence that you have as a voter and an American that the people in charge should serve you, not just themselves and their families. Your insistence that, wait a second, this Epstein thing, what is the Epstein thing? Shut up. By the way, it's just a few years ago that Harvard University took the name of Charles Glass off a building, famous congressman, the Glass-Steagall Act of 1933, half written by Congressman Glass, and took his name off a building. Why? Because he was a racist, and we have to get rid of all racists on the buildings at Harvard because we're making a moral statement. Harvard does not tolerate racism, even retroactively. If we find a racist with a name on a building at Harvard, we're taking it off. So pure are our motives. But guess whose name is still there? Not just on a building, but on the building at the entrance of the Kennedy School of Government at Harvard. At the entrance, the Lex Wexner building. Les Wexner, the guy who bankrolled...
Wait, which Kennedy?
Epstein? Whatever Epstein was accused of, Wexner probably helped pay for it. And his name is still on the building at Harvard. Now, why is that meaningful? Because it's a humiliation exercise. It's a really clear statement.
Wasn't RFK a big supporter of Israel? Not Junior, not RFK Jr. I mean Senior, the one who got assassinated. Didn't he do some policy things and help out Israel? I heard that somewhere. Yeah, whatever. Who cares, right? All right, here we go.
Your ancestors were flawed, disgusting. We're taking their names off, tearing the monuments down. But Les Wexner, no, you may hate it. We don't care what you think. It's the Les Wexner building at Harvard. You getting the message now? It's a middle finger to you.
To the white man?
That's hatred. You would think that just out of politeness, you would take Wexner's name off the building. You would think that, right? You would think just out of like a sense of duty that you might put some of the people who run Purdue Pharma in jail, at least for maybe one day, just symbolically. Your product killed tens of thousands of Americans, and you knew it was doing it. You sold it anyway. No, not one person, not one day. You'd think like the heads of the big banks tanked the global economy, the global financial crisis. You think like one of them could go to jail for one day. Nope.
Hey, Bernie Madoff.
It's your fault. You borrowed too much. So we have seen the outline of their contempt for a long time. It's not just indifference, it's loathing. And it's aimed at...
Really? Well, I think it's just apathy. I don't think it's hatred. I think it's just apathy. Like, whatever, we don't really care about you guys. Like, we're just doing all right. We're getting our shit done. We're getting shit done. It will use whatever it means to get it done. And it's like, once again, I guess it took Tucker within the last 2 years to figure this out, I guess. Even though it's like, once again, going on his entire life, he just noticed now. Fuck my life. It's like Candace Owens going over like Rosicrucians or some shit, or Freemasons, like within the last year. It's like, what are we doing, guys? How come you guys are like super famous and you're just getting the things, but now you're the authority on those topics, just based on popularity, not even based on like how good you are on the topic. It's just quite incredible. But all right, here we go.
Of their contempt for a long time. It's not just indifference, it's loathing. And it's aimed at the population. And now it's coming to a head because war is by definition crisis, and it forces pre-existing trends to the surface. And you should be prepared for however this manifests, because it's definitely coming. So there is...
Whoa, sell me some gold. The fuck? All right. I mean, and once again, just because... listen, Tucker is... To be fair to him, right? Let's say he means well. I fully doubt that. I fully doubt he means well. But whatever. Let's pretend for a second. Or let's imagine. I mean, here's a little advice, Tucker. When you talk about, things going bad, don't just go with Americans or Christians. Go with, because let's be real. It's regular people all over the world. They're the ones that eat shit. All over the fucking world. It's not just Americans. And like the hyper focus on Americans or Christians, I think is batshit crazy, and I think anti-Christian, honestly. Not saying he hasn't said words about other people suffering, but when he talks about other people suffering, it seems to come more in the form of politics than it does real care about human suffering. Right? It's like, oh my God, Israel's killing Christians. It's like he has like a Karen look on his face. They're killing Christians, man. Yeah, they're killing a lot of people over there, Tucker. But hey man, maybe he'll wake up one day. Maybe he'll wake up and be be an eighth, a 16th as decent as David Icke. And I don't even agree with David Icke on everything. I think I have my problems with David Icke too. But Tucker Carlson's not even on that guy's level. Nowhere near it. It's like, but yet, who is our thought leader here? Mr. Tucker Carlson. I kind of get the phenomenon, right? Because it's probably disillusioned people that got tricked by Trump, the Trump phenomenon, partially because of Tucker himself, and that Trump's betraying them. They're like, what do I do? I'm so lost. I invested so much into it. I have like 20 fucking MAGA hats. I was telling everyone the wars are going to end, man. I look like an idiot. Don't worry, Tucker's got you. See, what happened was that Trump got brainwashed, and he's now a slave to Israel. So actually, it's Israel's fault, not yours and not Tucker's. Simple. Makes it simple. But anyways, there's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree or disagree. Let me know what you think. That Tucker, he says his most important video, right? You say that? The most important Tucker Carlson video you will watch. Right, where he says shit we've already heard, and I get it. For like the newcomers, maybe Tucker's right. Maybe Tucker's new to it, so it feels like, oh my God, no one's ever said this before. But it's been said plenty of times. In fact, it's been said to Tucker from people that back then he'd probably call like, oh, you're just a naysayer, you're a hater, get away from me, right? Like, oh, you should probably go apologize to those guys too while you're at it. But will he? Who knows? Either way, tell me what you think in the comment section. Where do you think Tucker's at? Is this video of the utmost importance? You tell me. Don't forget to share support. Hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. I am in that Discord right now. All opinions are welcome, and obviously everything I show you will be linked, which is just this video. Will be linked in that same description box for you to study and read and rewatch, and don't have to hear Jordan talking. It probably gets annoying hearing someone say like, yeah, I got it right the whole time. And your favorite content creator is just catching up, and it's still not even caught up yet. He's still trying to catch David Icke. That must get annoying, so I understand why you want to skip that and just watch Tucker on his own, so please do so. Although it's easy to find. You have to come to this channel to find it. Most importantly, with all that said, give this video a thumbs down. Thank you.
Say you wanna get in, and then you wanna get out. When you get the money to buy yourself a car.